Okay, so here we go. Chapter 7. My, have we came so far. Now, I do remember in the... Was it the previous or the previous where like, they changed the extra into that other one, and it was on the main menu. It's not on here now. So, that's interestingly odd. I think it was the previous chapter where it... either way. Babu, let's see what the beginning of this one has to say. The final truth. Interesting it would call this the final truth when there's one more chapter. Like, it makes me wonder what happens exactly. Wow, those dudes kicked my ass in stream ladles. Holy crap. Put down a tank. Anyway, though. So, Massacre chapter. This story introduces the unit inside and out, using all the actors. This is no longer a story, it's a public autopsy for all to join. As they say, after loving someone, cut open their belly and eat their organs. It's the same with stories. The difficulty is quite mild, well suited for those with pride. Which makes me wonder, is there still something to figure out by chapter 8 then? I mean, obviously something has to happen in chapter 8. I also find it interesting it says using all the actors. The final truth. Of course, we have the children giggling sound effects. Also, it's interesting to note that, so I've noted a few times that each chapter's program thing, the icon, has a character on it. And this one does feature a character that has never appeared. Somebody with purple hair. Now, I will say they look familiar, though, because they look like the character that, like, if you look at the PSP cover... let's see if I can find in my DMs with Leo. Let's see. Yeah, there was the listing for the one I bought. Let me open that up, because, yeah, like, I would say the character that's over looming everyone on the PSP cover looks like that character of this chapter's operating icon. So, that's a little interesting. Don't know if that means a lot. I will be fair that when I said so I said, like, there's a possibility there could be, like, a greater mastermind not necessarily being as knowledgeable as somebody who might be a part of the whole thing. And I will admit, the fact that that character exists on an icon did kind of make me, like... It's kind of hard to not think that character has something to do with this, is my point. I finally have a sister or a brother. What? My sister. Eternally sealed. And blood. Oh. Huh. I wonder. Nope. Still has the new art. Which is kind of a curious... Wait a minute. Okay, I thought one of those crystals changed, but it's just the effect on them. But why? Oh! So that's why she attacked her. I find it very concerningly odd that it showed us that one dude. What was that supposed to be her uncle? Cause that's kind of fucked up. Like, why did it just show that dude from chapter 6? Are you seriously trying to say that was her uncle? That was her uncle? Oh, what the fuck? I didn't even realize that. I didn't even realize that. That was her fucking uncle? Holy shit. Wait a minute, how? I guess technically she never got told the name. And they were always chopped up. I guess well, that's so weird. She never, well, I mean, I guess he went his mistress. Oh my goodness, it all makes sense, because the net girl was the mistress. Oh, how could I've never realized that? Holy shit! I didn't even realize that! Wow! What a piece of fucking shit! So fucking weird. Now that's the last chapter, right? Can I get... You saw that mile away, but you haven't been here all the time. Yes, that's chapter 6. Yeah, that's chapter 6. See, I found it interesting. It referred to it as the darkness. I've been there before. Well, I think it's just safe to say there's definitely some weird shit going on here. So, the priest is talking to some other entity. Yeah, something's different. So, like, the things we know that are inevitable, that are going to happen, is that everyone dies from the Great Disaster. The Priest Gold dies in every timeline. Those are two things we know for a fact that happen all the time. The nurse and the camera guy surely break into the storage house every time. I think that also happens all the time. What's common among all of them is the truth. So it's like what I said before. There are definitely things in them that are red herrings. So it's looking at the things that apply to the other worlds. Yeah. But what was so different, though? That he triggers the tragedy. That's an interesting way of putting that. Something in common. Well... So wait, let me... that's 1 and that's 6. So let me bring up GOG. So that's 2. So then that would be 5 then, because that's not the name of 3. So 3 was uneventful in whatever the game's trying to conclude here. Common between 1, 2, 5, and 6. Someone was possessed and harmed their friends? I mean, that's definitely because in chapter 3, instead, the uncle was targeted. Ha! Each world. See, I've tried to think about, like, how they interacted with some people. Always constant. Well, the main character never read the scrapbooks. Otherwise, that would have been common. But I don't remember him ever reading them. However, he did interact with the nurse, and the nurse did tell him several stories from her scrapbooks. So I guess you could count that. Rule X. Is this little god inside her talking to herself? Yes. Well, why? Yes. That would go with the Norse, though, then, wouldn't it? Because she's feeding them that kind of shit. They're supposed to be separate wolves, but they're being linked. But the thing is, though, why would she kill herself unless there is some kind of weird... Two suspicious people. Two suspicious people. You know, that's fair. He also did... That's fair. He did also entrust a lot of info that led to paranoia, too. Interesting. Okay, just take it easy. Thanks for hopping on. I'll see you later at the club meeting today. Hopefully it'll be good. I think it'll be fun. Why is he obsessed? Well, I mean, he was friends with the foreman. I mean, we learned that from chapter 4, basically. So, I guess in a way, you could have always considered it him wanting revenge for his friend. That's true. That's not deniable. That was in... I believe that was the chapter where we first met Coach. That was... Was that 3? Yeah, I think that was 3. So they might not be masterminds, though. They're puppets. There's probably something greater than... I'd say she interfered the most outside the MC. It was the perfect prey. She would have laughed. Laughed? That's kind of concerning. I mean, if she would laugh at that, that's very concerning. Yes, we've learned that. And that feeds into the paranoia, superstition, and blaming them. If it wasn't for that, it probably wouldn't continue like that. So then you're gonna try and say they're not connected then. Also, it's interesting to say the voice is saying they don't know about the other incidents. So they not conscious during the world? I keep referring to the normal world. The normal world. Are we gonna be doing a big old thing? Are we breaking the fourth wall? I am the scriptwriter and thou art the puppet. This is my story and bid my tale. The environment. But there is a fact that doesn't happen the same all the time, though. It does not happen the same. So, I don't know. I feel like that gives a chance still. She's unpredictable, so whoever's killing her is forced to be different. She wants to live with her friends. She wants a happy ending. Killed by wolf. Well, that's true. She does get killed by the twin sister in 2 and 5. So that's true. So, here's what I'm guessing that's going forward this. So, I'm assuming Chapter 7 is nothing but this. It's taunting us. It's trying to connect some of the lines, but I don't think by the end of 7 it's going to tell us what's happening. I think it's going to help draw the lines, but still leave it vague and Chapter 8's going to be the ultimate finisher. I think that's what's happening here. But that does lead to say, if Chapter 7 is nothing but this, how many chapters are in it? I can't imagine like 13 chapters of just doing a giant dissection of all 6 chapters. Some object. Some disturbance. Did anyone act weird in Chapter 2 and 5? We meet Coach and Coach commits suicide in Chapter 3. Somebody who showed disturbance in Chapter 2 and 5. Somebody who showed disturbance in Chapter 2 and 5. Someone who showed disturbance in 2 and 5. Someone who showed disturbance. Not sure. Ooh, that's an interesting. So, from the perspective... Okay, so they keep referring to themselves as the priest, but they're also referring themselves as 2 creatures, which to me seems to entail that I'm assuming the god creature is inside her as well. Now, it's interesting they know... Regardless of all that, though, it's interesting to know that they're saying, like, they don't... So when they did, so this is, I won't say the title, but this is a similar logic to another game, that if you're dead, then you're disconnected from that world, and you can't go back to that world. So what they're saying is they don't know anything that happens beyond their death. So in Chapter 2 and 5, they don't know anything after they die. Now, we know when she died for a fact in 5. They even said she went there with the intention of basically committing suicide or possibly trying to just create something different to happen. But in Chapter 2, we're not so sure of when she died. When she vanished, yes, but when she technically died, we're not 100% sure. Though, it's very likely she died probably pretty similarly. So outright, they're basically saying there could be something incredibly important that we know that they don't know. That happens in those timelines. Disturbance. I can't think of anyone who was disturbed after she died. Because, I mean, a lot of characters were fucking dead by then. A lot of the high upper family members were dead. Disturbed. I mean, our friends were probably... Our other friends were probably the most normal in those chapters, other than, obviously, the twins' whole fucked up shit. Disturbed. Who was disturbed? I mean, the officer didn't act disturbed. Coach didn't appear until chapter 3. He commits suicide in chapter 3. He commits suicide in chapter 3. He commits suicide in chapter 6. We're not 100% sure if that's a thing happening in every single one. But we don't know if it happening in chapter... Okay, it happens in chapter 6 and 3. We don't know about 5 and 2. Someone who is... They're talking to us. She's actually talking to us. That really makes me feel like they're actually talking to us, the player. Well, maybe I'm looking too much into it. Something that happens in all the other chapters except for those two. Hmm. Well, I mean, I certainly noticed that the camera guy Norse died every timeline. I questioned whether the Norse died the same way in Chapter 1 versus the others. Because they never found her body, but it could just be that they just didn't happen to find it in one and found it in all the others. In the past to break these walls, but never successful. He did. But you're right. He broke the wall. He broke the wall. All three walls were considered inevitable. But he broke it. No one befouled the course at the end. Everyone survived that course. Or mental lifespan. How long is Chapter 7? Because I'm getting a strange feeling I might need to be installing Chapter 8. I mean, she did say she's like 100. So yeah, so they're not referring to just two people. It seems like the conversation is about three people. They're talking to... There's them, they're talking to us, and we're referring to the priest girl. Now, what is this? Fog in the well. Oh, wait. So I guess there will be an actual thing going on. What, you're just gonna go right into the game? You're not gonna even give me a break? It's been a fucking hour! So are we playing as Hull? Yes, that's definitely the Kyoto that's on that PSP spin-off game. You even have the very horn motif of the hail. So this Kyoto is throwing us back in time. But we've never seen the Kyoto before. So I'm assuming... Okay, so if she's throwing us back in time, I don't know if it's just literally time traveling or our conscious being thrown into a past version. Actually have. Actually have. Huh. And they're even referring to it. So she's consciously aware of... Interesting. I wasn't really expecting to be the little priest goal. That'll make the perspective really interesting, since she's clearly aware of... At first I was wondering if she had to, like, reawaken to the memories each time, but she's clearly aware of the jumping and shit, so... Okay, maybe she does have to remember. Wait, what? Oh. They'll directly referring to the previous chapter. Does that mean she's gonna tell us how she died? Unless she died really radically quickly. Ah, damn it. For some reason, she doesn't remember them. See, actually, wait. How far back can I go here? So, wait. These are inner thoughts. So, whoever's perspective was in the darkness referred to the time traveling like. So, whoever was thinking during the dark void wasn't her. So either it was the priest girl just thinking weirdly, or I don't know. I'm kind of confused about who is what and what is where inside that whole segment. It's kind of confusing. But I think it's most important that it's not the time traveling person. Because why would she think of her that way? It would say something like, I was losing my powers, or I was growing weaker to be, like... Wow, could you imagine that kind of life? Just waking up every week, be like, well, going to die again, gotta get everything organized, figure out how to save myself. Ah, shit, I done it. Actually, it'd be like that way back when Layix first started her movie nights on Tuesdays. I can't remember what it was called, but it was like some campy horror movie where this girl kept waking up the day she gets murdered every time she dies. And she kept going through basically alternate universes over and over again. And sometimes they would have things that are different in them. But, like, they kept having the same inevitability with somebody in this creepy mascot mask came and killed her. Like, it got to a point where she just was so used to dying that there was, like, a whole, like, montage segment where she was just dying over and over again. Oh, and you know, remember when the game was trying to make you really sus about her, like, understanding and knowing, like, how her mother was saying she knew, like, math and stuff that she shouldn't know. When you think about all this shit, like, her mental state is that of a 100-year-old. Like, she spent all that time being able to learn shit over and over and just keep advancing. So that, all that shit just, was just red herrings. I'm the only one who can see her. So nobody can see. So she's the footsteps. She's the fucking footsteps, isn't she? That's what you meant. Interesting. So then now it's more about... We'll have to think about that. Huh. Interesting. So she followed people. Was she trying to figure out what happened to them, maybe? So is she supposed to be the god? Interesting. Maybe she's a servant. Oh, come on! You can't just yank my chain like that, game! You can't do this to me! That's an outrage! Now, Here's an interesting thing. Remember way back at the beginning of this chapter. You know, way back when it first started and opened in the darkness. They said something about, like, my brother or sister or something. Like, my sister, but just in case you're my brother, but I'll still call you my sister or some shit. Interesting. So, even she accidentally added to everyone's weird paranoia. But wait. That meant she... Okay, wait. So the voice in the darkness said it's unfamiliar of the previous incidents. And it did not refer to themselves as this entity. This entity, though, because... she followed even one of our friends to a different district to their school. So, she's clearly been involved in other things. So, she's basically been hanging out with us too the whole time, just... I wonder... Well, wait. But if she retains memory... Here's a... So, I mean, I think it's safe to say, assume she probably has the memories also. So, when she realized she's accidentally freaking out these people... Because, I mean, she can hear them, right? Like, maybe I shouldn't stalk them so closely. But wait. Here's something of curiosity, though. Why can they hear her? If nobody can see her, and nobody can hear her, why did suddenly several killers become capable of hearing her? Why would they be able to heal all of a sudden? Also, what was up with all the thumping in Chapter 5? Is it because she knew she was going to eventually murder everyone? And she got into bed with the twin sister. I mean, I guess maybe she was trying... I mean, when you think about it, like... She thought, you know, it was her love interest, so I guess it kind of makes sense. Maybe she thought she would do that to hopefully not have her go insane. I do see why Leo gave me a heads up to make a guess at who did it. While it didn't outright tell us, at least not in the beginning, and I don't know if this particular entry is going to outright tell us or not, but it does give you a lot more additional hints that do radically change the theories of it. It does make me feel a little bit indifferent to the Norse now. Coach's suicide's still confusing. It's also... I guess it makes sense why they didn't bring up Coach, because they said they don't know what happens after she dies. But... okay, so... the whole talk in the Void of Darkness was, at a minimum, between 2 people, and at a maximum between 4 people. You have the inner monologue voice that was in the Dark Void. That is either the priest girl indirectly referring to herself in the third person, or some other entity. So, in that scenario, But the thing is, they will forward to us, like, as in a player. We might not be acting as us. Like, we might have our own avatar, in theory, in the game. But whether it meant to break the fourth wall or not, it did indirectly refer to us in a way about our knowledge past or death. Whether we're playing as us or somebody that represents us. I'm starting to wonder if this is why they dropped the whole fourth wall breaking segments they had in the other chapters. Honestly, I kind of feel like they ruined the what's happening at this point kind of aspect. Because basically the fourth wall segments, the only way they would make any sense at this point is if the storyline went a direction of Big O. And then it would kind of make sense, because, I mean, to be fair, Big O kind of did some similar, with several of the characters, the quote-unquote actors in the show, were also the people in the reality. You know, wouldn't it be fucked up if one of the friends were actually behind all of this, though? Any or all of this? What could cause them to become so paranoid that they can't see reality right, though? Because, yeah, the more that can remember... I can only imagine how fucked up this would be. Oh no. It's time to go to jail. Doesn't seem to win them ball. Now why is she suffering? I mean, I guess her dying obviously hurts her feelings, but... Question is, why is she throwing us back in time? Also, why does she have the power to do that? Maybe that's what's gonna happen. Maybe we don't defeat the whole system, but maybe Chapter 7 we break a different wall, and then in Chapter 8 we take that knowledge to break all the walls. Maybe that's why there's still a chapter after this one. I must say, things got really interesting. We found out the identity of the footsteps. Now, here's what I want to test. So, view all tips. See? See, I'm not crazy. So it was bugged. See? Son of a bitch. Okay.